Good afternoon, it's Joyful Christian Hermit. I did a video, and it goes on and on, of course, ranting, dealing with my issues of what I'm coping with, actually, trying to figure out this trust. I didn't post it. I thought you maybe just had more than enough of that. But it is a complex situation that, unfortunately, I'll show you out there. I had a darling little tiny miniature Japanese Pinus parviflora white pine died. It was out there by the sidewalk. It just isn't getting enough water. They don't take much water, but it's just too hot for it out there. So I have one remaining, and it has a little shade. So that's it. You got to take your deaths, take your losses, and learn from them. So I won't try that again. It'll just be succulents out there, and that's fine. Anyway, if you want to hear that other video, somebody just let me know, and I'll post it. But it's just what you go through. You think it shouldn't be a problem, but it actually is more difficult when one person wants a property. That's everything's in my property, and then that person has to pay the other or two. Considering, because my pain doctor mentioned, well, you can see it in the video if you want to watch it, if you want me to post it, but that all three, that Jesus is totally forgiving. But then you have the prodigal son parable. So what do? If that son had not come back, he wouldn't have had any of the joys and comforts of the father, and the father's embrace, and the festival, and the part of the inheritance then, or he'd already been given his inheritance. It doesn't say he's going to get more, but he had a place to live. But he already had his inheritance, and he did that. My situation is he hasn't had the inheritance, but punked on me. Not nicely either. So what I'm doing out here is I had put little bits of 3/4 inch, this stuff right here, very thin, sheetrock, just a couple chunks down there to try to level it out. Somehow the 1/2 inch sheetrock I put across the bottom really bowed down there. So I had to build it out, and I built it out with a 90-minute dry mudding compound, drywall sheetrock compound. So I did that the other day. I could have been priming this yesterday, but I was in discussions with one of the family members, the one that speaks to me, and it was very upsetting. So I was very upset. Plus, I've had gut issues again that have been terrible, and my arm and thing is bad. So I went to the doctor this morning, and we're trying more different meds, and he injected my upper left back, but I can tell not enough. But it's better than it was. I'm just grateful to him. But see where I added this compound down there, and you don't have to do it all that neatly. I sanded it down some. It had a little bump right in there, more of a bump. It has a low spot right in there, but I'm going to adjust that with the mortar that I will use on this tile. This is the back of the tile. That's the tile over there that's going to be on this fireplace, floor to ceiling. So I primed this section the other day. You can barely see the peach. You can see it better up there, the difference in the primer. Some of our initial color is coming through, but that's okay. I just primed it initially to cover up all this mudding compound I filled in these other areas. I had to put the tile, tore off the sheetrock when I took tile off. That was around the mantle on the inside of this fireplace mantle. Took the box off that was down here. You can see the line down over there of the paint and the subfloor. On the floor there, that was where this seating box, and as I mentioned, maybe I didn't put it in a video, but I think 3 or at least 2 big fat sumo wrestlers could have been on that bench, holding 1 or 2 more sumo wrestlers above them. That bench took me like 2 days to get out, working a few hours. And then Sean finally came and helped get the rest out. It was he got down, he, bless his heart, because my arm's so bad, but he got down on his side and had to cut a board, this green stuff. It was a board that was all the way across, heavy, thick board, and cut that out underneath the fireplace because it was shoved back in there. It was built back in there, and we couldn't get it out. So we had to use my fine tool saw and, you know, basically an 1.5 or 1.25 blade at a time, go across there from underneath and cut a straight line vertically up in there. So the fine tool, or it's also just called an oscillating saw, but I have one from the original company that I really like. But it doesn't matter. The other brands are fine. DeWalt I would have gotten had they had one at the time. They kind of came on lately after the one from, I think it's Switzerland, made it, invented this tool. And it is the best all-around tool, even for little fix-it projects and things. It's great. Metal blades, sheetrock blades, circular, square-tipped, whatever, and wood blades, and different variations of wood blades. Some that are super strong, some that are fast cutting. I mean, it's a great tool. I think I've shown it in another video. I sanded this. I don't know if you can tell, it's sort of sanded. I'm going to tape off the glass and things and spray paint this front in a color that it was going to blend with that. It's going to be a little darker. It's going to pick up the darker shades for the fireplace. This is a gas fireplace. I got in there with the shop vac, and it was thick with dust in there. Got that cleaned out. Well, I've been in here 6.5 years, and I've only turned it on once. And it didn't turn on real easily, so hope for the best. So I'm going to finish, just have to do that little section up there and a good heavy coat, or, you know, a decent coat of the, I've got it in that little container down there. I saved little plastic containers as paint trays for my little brush, and I have a little roller, 4-inch roller I'm going to use on it, because, you know, I didn't need a big, huge roller for that. And let that dry. Then I'm going to start taping this off with paper and tape to spray paint it while all this stuff down here's drying. I won't care if the spray paint gets on this. I just want to tape so it doesn't get on the glass, basically. I think that's how I'll do it. And I don't know. I'll probably wrap the dark, or these are so icky looking, these screens. Maybe I ought to just spray paint those too, but I think not. I think I'll try sponging them or something and leaving them original. Can always try to paint them later, in which case I'd have to put cardboard behind to protect everything else. And let's see, I'll have to tape all this off. I will leave it out. I think I'm gonna keep the handles this color for now. I don't know. I think I will. Just see how I like it rather than spray paint it. It's going to be a neutral color. Practically the color of the wall a little bit is what, a little bit darker, but not much. It'll blend between the wall and the woodwork tone. I took a sample of my tile to Lowe's. I already had checked Home Depot. Lowe's had a lot more in-store selection, and I wanted to match up. So I got probably 4 different colors that would go, and then chose, I think, which one is going to look best. So I'll have to spray the top. I'll put cardboard across this stuff here, and so that it doesn't get sprayed. So then I'll do that. Then I have Red Guard down there. See that little container of Red Guard? Here's Red Guard. And this, I think it might be a little thinned down. This is all my mudding blades I have that I worked on putting all this goop on to fill it in. I had to fill this out. You don't want, I needed to have a nice plumb surface from floor up. And there's slight variations down there on the bottom, right down there. But I will make amends with the adhesive compound I'm going to mix up to put this large scale tile on. And I have some thin set over there that says for large. It's VersaCut, and it's the style that is for porcelain, ceramic tile, just mortar in general you can use it for, but it's strong, so it'll be good for large format tile, which this is. This is heavyweight tile. That's the largest tile down there. Where is it? Yeah, right there. 2 feet by 4 feet that's going to go across the tile, the mantle, across and up, straight up, the big pieces. Sean will come and lift those up. Won't have to do any cutting on those except for one. We're going to have to do an L cut around where the tile ends here, which I'm hoping to get up today. And then it will go across here and down. And then we have to have side pieces because we'll have it uniform all the way up, I think, rather than have seams and then split off and not. I'll wait and see. It'll be less cutting. No, wait, how did we do that? No, we can just have one cut up here. But down here, we're going to have a small piece and a 10.5 inch piece. And then the rest of it's going to go up 10.5 inches with the big 4 footers going across. They're not quite 4 foot, 47.5 inches or something wide. So just do your math on these things. This is not hard to do, doing projects like this. You see something online or in a magazine or something, or someone's home or whatever. I had realized these fireplaces were very popular, not to have the benches down there. It opens up the floor space great. The benches are just catch-alls for knickknacks in our day of minimalism, which I like. I like minimalism. Put your hobby items, though, keep them and put them in a cupboard. Bring them out and keep yourself busy in life and your mind occupied. You don't even find people having books anymore. Well, we've been through this, and it's okay. They get their iPads or online books and things, but you can't always get the rare books like the religious books like that I have. So I love having bookcases, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be trading soon. Probably not. But I have little bookcases like that over there. 2 more in the garage that I can put books on if I trade, and I will probably trade at some point. But that's on a big hold. I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this and hope to die first. But just I would like to be in heaven. And I have a ways to go before I would actually be in divine union, but it's glorious on the other side. From my little experience back in 1987, it was wonderful. Oh, forgot to say, this is the Queenship of Mary. Today is my 30th anniversary of being Catholic. Tonight. So, okay. And also, it's the 41st anniversary of the drunk kid hitting us, the accident. And it is the 30th, no wait, not 30th, 20th anniversary of my son leaving for college on this very day. The 22nd of August, the Queenship of Mary, is really providential for me in my life. And it is to be celebrated, and I think it's significant since I am the maidservant of the handmaid of the Lord. I'm Mary's maidservant. I'm in training, big time training. I have so much to learn of Mary's life and of her ways, her grace, and her peaceful peaceability. So, okay, I think I'm ready to... Oh, what I was going to say is, after I get the primer down here on the bottom and way up at the top, I just have to fill in. That's why I brought this little stool. I'm going to reach up there, just standing on this. I will use Red Guard on it. Then I am going to... I didn't bring it in yet. I have a big bottle, gallon jug of concrete adhesive additive. And I'm going to use that as a top coat to the red guard because it will help the tile adhere. And just let it dry and then put the tile on. I'm going to try to put these small pieces on yet today, maybe this evening. Well, I hope sooner, but it depends on dry times of things. And the reason I'm going to do a top coat, the reason I'm doing red guard is I read online that sometimes if you're putting onto sheetrock, although this has had, up here has plenty of paint and undercoat and stuff, but down here with this fresh sheetrock I had to fill in with around the fireplace where the tile that was up here tore the original sheetrock out. And there was none down here because it was a box. There was some on the front, but the tile stuck to it. So, and I don't have original sheetrock to fill in with that has the coating on it. So I might go ahead and put two coats, a second coat of primer on this. But if you have, if you're priming on sheetrock, I heard, even if it's been primed, sometimes the the moisture in the mortar, especially if you have large scale, large format or large tile you're putting up there, and heavy, this is heavy, it's getting close to the max of what you'd want to do. You can do up to 15 pounds a square foot. I don't have a scale other than my condiment scale that I used to measure weigh my Fortitude fudge and my St. Bernard Love of God bourbon balls on. I sold them online. I ought to do that. That would be fun. No, standing's too hard on me like that. But stay focused, joyful hermit. So I'm thinking per square foot, I might be 10 feet, 10 pounds. Let me just pick this little thing up here to see. I asked Sean, because he lifted these big pieces. See, this is what it looks up close up. I think it's sort of awesome. It's fluted. And fluting is in. Of course, it'll go out, but I think these colors will be neutral enough, and somebody can paint it if they want to. Paint tile on a wall. On a floor, it wouldn't be too smart because it would come off. But, yeah, so this little piece here is, it's 10.5 by 10.5, or 10.5 by 10. Oh, that's not 10 pounds. That's maybe 7 pounds there, 7 to 8. But these things, Sean, these are so heavy, I cannot lift them. I can go like this with it, just leverage it up with my left hand. I'm going to put the phone down here and see the ceiling, and I'm going to, if I can lift, oh, barely. So they might be 50 or 60 pounds. So I'm okay. I thought, I was worried I couldn't have it be 120 pounds. So I think we're half that or a little more. Because if to lift a 50-pound bag for me would be like that or less. So probably that's 4 by 8. I mean, that's an 8 square foot. It's 2 feet by 4 foot, about, a little less. So 8, if that's 50 pounds, maybe that is 6.5 pounds for a square foot. So, okay, ready to go. But yeah, so I don't want these falling off, so I'm going to do the extra precaution of red guard. Even, this isn't a shower room even, but it won't hurt it. Why not? And I have it left over and I don't need it for anything else. So, well, I guess I didn't do it. I didn't really need it in the bathroom, I don't think, with the small scale tile. I'm going to give it a try. And then I'm going to put this adhesive. But I read to see if I could add my concrete adhesive. It's an additive adhesive into this and just put it all at once. And no, it decomposes or deconstructs the red guard. It doesn't provide a membrane. I'm just going to do a real light coat too. No big deal. Just do it, use it, and be done. Move on. Well, now I'm thinking maybe I should put it around the shower. Around the tub before putting the tile on. The guy didn't think it needed it, but well, I'll see. I probably have enough for both. I'll see what I've got in there. I might just prime it a second time, 2 coats, and then put the additive over it all. Same with adding the additive to the primer. Only if it's a certain kind of primer can you do that. Not just, and I read up on Benjamin, and this isn't Benjamin Moore, this is Bullseye, 1, 2, 3 red Bullseye. That, I like that better. Well, let me see if this is kills. I got some from somebody, they might have given me. I like the Bullseye primer. Where is that stuff? I like Bin for my wood trim, B-I-N. Well, I had this Bullseye, oh rats, this is kills. I was using up somebody's kills, so I'll do 2 coats. I'll do 2 coats, definitely. This is the primer I recommend. This is the primer I used in the kitchen, the half bath, everywhere. Both baths down here, the bathroom upstairs. I had to sheetrock all that myself and tape it and mud it. And this is the stuff you want for your primer. You just look online, you read reviews and do different things, and don't pay attention to the reviews the companies write, because they're going to say how great theirs is. You want human reviews and other people's recommendations too. Painters, like paint store guys, and you can tell if they know what they're talking about. Some paint, like there's a store here. It's really a hardware store, but they sell Benjamin Moore there. But I prefer driving more distance to get to the actual paint store where they only sell Benjamin Moore, and they know their stuff about paints. Well, some maybe the newer employees, but you can always find an older one who's been doing it for years, or in line with you. There are painting contractors. Just ask. I ask lots of questions of people. I strike up conversations when I'm out, because you can always learn. Even at Costco the other night, I asked some guy, he pulled out a bag of frozen cherries and put in his cart. I asked about that. Oh, they're great. These are great, and all the nutrients. And I hadn't read about, I know that they're whole foods and all, but he had things I didn't know about cherries. So got a bag. We'll have it with my oatmeal. Okay, I'm ready to start. Get to work. I have my Our Lady of Solitude. I've been sleeping with her. Her statue's been on my bed for a few days. If I do another video later, I will, because I want to celebrate the Queenship of Mary with you. But for now, I'm just going to get to work. It's just a work video. You can do this. It's a matter of reading, encouragement. Do it, try it. I got scared about the tile. I contacted Mike, this tile guy, who's reasonable, but still pricey. And he said he didn't know. He couldn't give it over email. He'd have to look at it again. I told him how many square foot and just a square wall, but he still wants to see. And when he comes back, if he comes back, I don't know. Then I got worried. Oh, I can't do this. It'll look bad. And then I thought, no, just keep praying. Ask Jesus and St. Joseph. They are carpenters. They are stonemasons. They were in life. They will help me. And just do my best. Remember that pieces of trim, I'm going to have to put trim up the side because of this curved edge. And grout. They're my friend. Grout can fill in and cover stuff. I also decided, I'm going to do a mantle, just one of these slab mantles. And I looked online for ones that are, I think they're white pine, but they had the knots and everything on it. And I'm just going to get some fine wood, maybe it doesn't have to be, maybe poplar, something that's smooth. And but I'll probably stain it, do a wash kind of a stain to get something that will blend with that, or maybe pick up one of the tones in that. I could see about a little wood tone with it, but I sort of like keeping neutral. What if somebody has some other furniture? Most of the wood slabs that you buy are pretty heavy. I'm going to build a hollow box, and then do some kind of a stain wash, I think, on it. Just keep this whole thing muted, but have a texture. I might change my mind and bring up one of the warmer tones. I could even paint it the color of the bookcases, but I think I want to keep it more stained looking. Cherry, that is warm. It's a warm wood, so that would work with this stain and this coloration. Or birch, something like that. Birch is a very hard wood. I'll see when I get there. Maple has yellow in it if you're going to stain it. So I don't want yellow cast in here because I'm not going with that tone. I want cool tone. A white pine that doesn't have a lot of nights in it. It's called clean wood. And there's a place here that will cost more, but they sell wood if I can't order it from Home Depot or something. So I'll just build a box, and then I have to mark these and measure in and know where the studs are going to be, because I'll have to put a ledger plate in here, drill it in, and then hang the box on it. And some guy was putting a cement box in. Somebody had bought it. It was a 3-sided cement, very heavy, and it required, a lot of, it was a concrete, I have to get a special drill bit so to drill through my tile once it's up. And he taught how to do that online, just some guy. And I looked at a couple, and I knew this one guy really knew what he was talking about. So that'll be great to have a ledger up there, a little mantle going across. I could also cut the mantle off my existing fireplace. It's out in the garage now. I'm going to try to sell it. I could cut the top little piece off of that, but it is more traditional looking rather than, and not simple looking. It has bevels and layers to it and things and angles, and I just want to keep it clean and simple looking. I'm into contemporary traditional hermit style here. This is what it is. Simple, still, stable, all that I have in my 9S's. So solitary, just a solitary ledger up there. I'll probably get an 8-inch out, maybe 8 inches. I'll see. 7-inch. I love it. I can get 8 inches. Usually a 1x8 is 7.5. So I like 7 as a number. And then maybe just 5 inches deep. That's what most of them were. They weren't that deep. And put my big picture of the Pieta up there, if I put anything on the walls here. So depending on if I downscale and trade. If I'm ultra kind, but I may want to just stay here and enjoy the fruit of God's goodness to me, because I am not esteemed by family. They do not esteem me, but this is good. You don't want that. You want to be in the footsteps of Jesus Christ, and he was not esteemed for anything. Probably his siblings or whoever in his family thought his carpentry work was trash. So, or what he did, it's, he's just out there crazy, talking about God and doing these miracles that are probably tricks or something. He got a lot of abuse, of not overt abuse, but subtle, just not being esteemed. What? I don't believe it's worth that much. And, well, no offense, because you did it. But, and even the realtor who came said, she says, I have to admit, I underestimated. And I had too. But when you pray and ask God to help you do anything, I'm telling you, it comes out. Unless he doesn't want you at all doing it, But God makes things beautiful. And if he wants you to learn by a mistake, then you have to tear things off and redo it. If this mucks up and looks awful, I will have to beat out these big pieces. I'll have to wear a tarp over me or something, or get full body gear of plastic shields and things, and get it off, re-sheetrock it, and just get smaller tile that's easier to put up. See, it's just, and you have to remind yourself, every tool you buy, you can sell for at least get half or 3/4 back for it if you take care of them. Tools sell, and so you waste money renting unless you really can get something done in 2 hours time, and the tool's going to cost double what you rent for, and you just have to go for that. And then when you're done, I'm telling you what you pay other people to do for you. And if you're an older woman, or probably an older man, they take advantage. They figure, Dodo, I can up my bid 75%, and she'll do it because she's desperate. Just do it yourself. Just do it yourself. Hire a neighbor person to lift for you, or a family member. Give them some money for it, for lifting for you. Unless you have other things that you're doing and you prefer, obviously, and you don't need the money. See, by doing this myself, if I didn't have family who wanted it and wasn't near death myself, Tuesday night was awful, but it was an emptying out. I had no idea how much my gut would hold, and I didn't know I was blocked. I was terribly blocked. So it's like a every 2 or 3 day issue of and I can't tell you the kind of psychological issue you have when you have this kind of issue with your gut, and you've had a rough time before. The ER thing is in me. It is a stigma that does not leave. So get rid of it, but then any more issues with the gut, and it comes right back to horror of it. So it's if you're supposed to be doing something else, and I am to be doing something else, but for now I haven't had anything clear from God. So I just say, Lord, I'm just going to go ahead and keep working, praying and working, ora et labora, and keeping active, because if I stay in bed now, my appointment, even with a PA with the surgeon, is end of October. I'll be in real trouble if I don't keep up and active, but I can't overdo too much, because my lumbar gets bad, then that sets off a gut attack. So it's figure it out for yourselves, or if you have other means that you can earn money. But I put everything into this house. I have a little left. That's why I can't just keep dribbling out, because my income's so low. I can't be paying. I probably won't. I'll probably have to try to do that tiling around the tub myself. Just slowly, lift 2 a day or something, and put them in, set them in, if I can cut them nicely. That's the other thing I have to read up on is sanding tile edges. I'm sure I have a file. I wonder if a metal, probably some special file, or maybe sandpaper would do it. I don't know. I'm going to read up on it, because you don't want something that will chip it further or break it. So I want to smooth some edges of some of the tile that we cut. And see, we did cut, I asked Sean to do the cutting, and he felt terrible. See that chip out of the corner? I said, don't worry, it's going to be down low, and caulk, or if I'll probably flip that up. That will go on the outside. It'll be down here. It'll be down on the outer edge. I said, trim and grout will help that. And if not, we'll cut another piece if it looks too bad when I get going here with setting those tiles. Then he's, I think, going to be able to come tomorrow, and we'll do the big ones. We'll go on up with the whole thing. God willing, body able, Sean able to come. So thanks. Whatever you do, have confidence. Gardening, cooking, any kind of manual with Christ is what I'm realizing. It's a deeply spiritual experience, and it's a way that if you improve your property, even a little bit, to have a faster sale. Say if I would need money fast, this place will sell. The realtor said even if people would buy it even unfinished. I would have all this stuff out of here, and they would just see the empty room and what's left to be done, and see all my materials in the garage left to do, all my trim work and tile or whatever. But it's a way to, if you're in an area that escalates, and even if not, the way I look at it is I'm making a place that's much, much nicer than it was for someone else to live in and enjoy when I'm gone. So it's not pointless work, in other words. Even if you don't make a lot of money on it, I wasn't expecting to make money, and now I won't unless I have to go to a nursing home, then I will have to sell it. But I was just doing it to be up and be active, basically. Keep my, at the time I didn't realize my intestines would go so bad, but I knew they could, and my bladder. But I knew I could be paralyzed, and I didn't want that from the waist down, because then I need help then if I can't get up and get myself to the bathroom or fix my own meals, and then I wouldn't have the money for hiring anyone or to go to a nursing home. So this was what I had to do, was to try to do another house. So there's a reason for it. It's not what I would choose to do if I were a healthy person. I would be reading. I wouldn't have trouble with reading like I do. With arachnoiditis, my brain is altered. I don't retain stuff, but I would still like to read, write, do better videos, etc. But this is, we have to go with God's flow and our bodies and what's happened to us. And this time when someone mentioned to me, well, that's just because you want to do that. And I burst into tears, and I said, I've tried to explain and explain. No, I have to do this or I'm going to be bedridden, and my gut will get bad fast. I mean, we're serious. And I don't have money to hire anyone. So that's not enough. It's been maybe 10 years ago, my neighbor had to pay $6,000 a month for a person to come in and take care of her mother. She was still working, and who was not able to take care of herself during the day. And then it was an agency at first, and those people kept stealing or would take her drugs or would just not show up because they would quit unannounced. And agency couldn't fill the spot for that day, so she'd have to take off work to be home. Or then she finally found somebody she knew who volunteered, but for pay, it was $6,000 a month to pay. So even that adds up. So a lot. What is that? $72,000 a year. So wow. Okay, you get the point. And hopefully a lot of you have means, but Gray Rocking had to move just to get away from druggies, and is living in fear now. Life can be tough for us, huh? But God provides, God will help us, and God protects us. God bless you all.